Hello all you adorable fluff butts out there, Kitthesoulless here, and as you guys might know, Frost, Chris, Rick, Scar, and I just recently got back from BLFC 2021. It's the first time we've legitimately been able to attend a convention in the last 2 years due to COVID, and holy shit, we had a blast. From making the convention videos, to hanging out with friends, or even just cruising the dealer's den, we all had a hell of a time. And now that we're home, it's time for me to show off the swag that we got while we were there. And yes, I know, that's a cringy as fuck word, but oh well. Now, everyone knows that when you attend a con, you get a badge. In BLFC's case, there's a lot of different artists that actually draw for these badges, so you get to pick out which one you got, and personally, I liked the design of this one. I felt it fit the right theme, and given the fact that it looks like a cyberpunk husky wearing a VR headset, I just kinda really like it. Another thing you get for going to BLFC at any attendance level is this adorable custom poker chip as a sort of a keepsake from the convention. This year's, I really like the design because it really reminds me of a game that I used to play when I was younger called System Shock. However, I did notice something about this year's chip that is a bit of a reminder that shit hit the fan in 2020, and that's the fact that while this convention happened in 2021, if you look at the reverse side of the chip, the cybernetic paw print, the symbol on it is for 2020. And I know this couldn't have been helped because this convention was supposed to happen in 2020, but it's a bit of a reminder that, well, 2020 happened. Now, I don't know specifically at what attendance level these next items were given, but I think it may have been the 3rd tier that got this adorable little shoulder bag, which I absolutely love for a couple reasons. One, it's comfy. And 2, it has a built-in charging port that works wonders with the fact that they gave us one of these, which is a solar charger. The system is set up to be able to charge off of either a wall socket or, as I said, solar panel. And it just fits so perfectly into the backpack, and there's a little cable inside that attaches to a USB port on the outside of the bag, and it just made everything so much easier for this particular convention. And yes, I know, I sort of showed these off on the Day 0 or Day 1 video, I can't remember which, and this next thing I actually showed off and will be showcasing even more, but that's because it is absolutely amazing. This is a fully customizable LED badge, but that's not what makes it special. This thing is designed with its own Wi-Fi signal, which means that each one of these badges that was given out to the Epic level attendees can transmit its own Wi-Fi signal. And what happens when you connect to the signal, you might ask? Well, it puts you in touch with an adorable little protogen, through something that looks a little bit like a custom version of Telegram. And like I said, I will be showcasing that in its entirety later down the line. But for now, let's get into one of my favorite things that BLFC does for, I believe, sponsor and up, which is the water bottle that they give you. And this year, it was modeled after a biogel coolant canister, which in and of itself is badass enough already, until you factor in the fact that this drink container also comes with free soda and free refills from the Port of Subs in the convention hall for the entire convention. And last but not least, for what you get just for being there, if you've paid for a certain, attendance level above attendee, would be the shirt. And this year's shirt is absolutely epic. It is a cybernetic yin. Oh my god, it is adorable. I absolutely love the design of this thing, and this year's is just so colorful. I love the eyes on this thing, and the way it's just everything about it is yes. Now, I should also point out that these shirts are really, really comfy. It's one of the reasons why, when I go to BLFC, I never actually go as an attendee. I will always go one tier above attendee just to be able to get one of these fucking shirts. They make for a wonderful keepsake from an amazing convention, and honestly, I like the designs that BLFC tends to use. In fact, one of their convention shirts has actually become part of a ritual of mine at conventions, and that is the Old Good Con shirt. I tend to wear it at the end of every convention I go to simply because, to me, the imagery is a perfect representation of what the beginning and end of a con are like. The beginning of the con being on the front of the shirt, and the end of the con being on the back. Moving right along, though, because there is actually still a lot to show off. Now, I'll start off the Dealer's Den swag by showing you this cute little, well, it's a two-dimensional image in plastic that is just rather adorable. This one's a cute little, well, curl girl that, if you turn it around, you'd find it's not exactly a girl. And before you ask, no, I'm not going to be turning this one around for you guys to see because, well, I'm fairly certain that YouTube would have a problem with me showing off that sort of thing on this channel. My brother and cameraman also decided to get me this cute little Coffee Fox keychain, which, just like the thing that I showed earlier, is double-sided. So when you look at it from one side, it's a cute little fox enjoying a coffee, and when you look at it from the other side, it's literally the back of the fox. On top of that, he also grabbed me this cute little Anubis pin, which, for those of you who don't know, yes, I actually collect enamel pins. They're a cute little thing that I tend to drive into a corkboard that I keep on my wall with all of my convention pins or convention badges or what have you. I'm also kind of happy to say that I finally got a hold of a Tabin grab bag. And for those of you who don't know, Tabin is an adorable pup that usually winds up making an appearance on our convention videos on day 0, though this time he didn't manage to make that appearance at BLFC, which kinda sad about, but very happy that I managed to get this cute little grab bag because inside it has a wonderful array of little goodies that are fucking hilarious. From the $100 in pup bucks, which I'm not 100% certain that's what they're referred to, but it's a $100 bill with a picture of Tabin's face on it rather than the president that's supposed to be there, to the cute little shinies that they add to them, and even, and this is the thing that I've been trying to get my paws on for about a year or two now at least, which would be one of the Tabin poker chips. Now, I should also point out that this little grab bag isn't from the Dealer's Den, but I was psyched to get it nonetheless because, well, poker chip, and shinies, and I'm a fox. I don't have ADOS, I swear. Attention deficit, ooh, shiny? Never heard of it. Also, due to the fact that COVID is a thing, I decided to get a more comfortable face covering, which conventions right now require 2 layers of cloth, and that's exactly what this is. It is 2 layers of cloth covered in adorable little foxies. So, well, I mean, it works. It actually worked really well for the convention as well. I didn't get sick, which is kind of a wonderful thing because I usually come back from conventions with at least some kind of con crud, and it was nice and stylish and cute as well. And also, speaking of stylish and cute, I got myself a Yeen shirt, and this is actually one of the Ink Maven shirts that I believe I've talked about a couple times. One of the last ones that I got from Ink Maven was the Ruska shirt, which has lasted an amazing amount of time before the image on the front started cracking. I also managed to get my paws on 3 new certified badges, one of them being a freebie for certified vaccinated, as well as certified gray muzzle, because, I mean, I'm getting older. And as for this last one, I've actually been suggesting for a couple years now that they make this one, and that's certified kit. And no, I haven't been suggesting it because of my name. I've been suggesting it because I'm a bit of a child at heart. I love to play video games and hang out with my friends and go out and adventure on occasion. And a kit is just that. It's a young fox. Anyways, Now on to the swag that I got from one very specific table at the dealer's den that belongs to my favorite author and artist, Ruckus, or Ruckus. I'm not actually 100% certain on how to pronounce the name, however, I should point out that this individual has some of the best art I have ever seen, and hands down has the best writing style I have ever had the pleasure of reading. I managed to grab 3 adorable bookmarks, being Ransom, Puck, and Grant, from left to right, who are all characters of the Long Road Home series, which I actually just finished reading at the end of the convention, and holy shit, the feels that come from these books and how they end. It's one of the reasons why I picked up this next thing, which is the starting book of their newest series, Kindred North. Which, after reading the first chapter or two, I should point out, sort of gives off a big sub little Dom vibe, which I am absolutely digging, especially since the entire book is written from the perspective of a massive polar bear who is the most adorably shy thing. I also managed to pick up another one of these, which, for those of you who don't know, is an Amorescan gold crown, which is a major currency in the world of the Red Lantern series, which is the series that all of these books come from. And after having read the Long Road Home series, I actually have a plan for all of these cute little Amorescan crowns that I've been picking up at conventions. I just need to find the right kind of ornate box. I also managed to pick up a lot of pictures of Puck, who is one of my favorite characters so far to come out of pretty much the entirety of the Red Lantern world, mostly because he is, for one, absolutely adorable, and 2, he's probably one of the nicest characters I have seen in the entire series. Seriously, with the amount of shit he puts up with between his mate Ransom and the childlike naivete of the character Shiva, this dude should be considered a saint. And I should kind of note that Ruckus even acknowledged that Puck was sort of the superstar of BLFC, at least for his table, because, well, one, I picked up a lot of images of Puck, and so did a lot of other people, apparently. I absolutely love the tribal markings in his fur, and, well, other aspects of him, too. He's a very openly gay character in the series, which, in the world that this is set in, is a really dangerous thing to be. It's set in a world where being a homosexual is frowned upon, and in some parts of that world it can get you arrested or even killed. It's a world where most of the cultures would demand that somebody like him conform to what they consider normal, but he's willing to openly state that for him, this is normal. That this is how he is, and it's not something that he was able to control, no matter how hard he tried. Couple all of this with the fact that he is a blind tribal healer who has actually lost faith in the beliefs of his culture, who has decided to take a more scientific approach to what he's doing. To me, all of this makes him one of the best fleshed out characters I have read about in a very long time, and the back and forth between him and Shiva is fucking amusing as hell, especially when it gets into the parts where he has to explain things that he probably shouldn't have to be explaining to a full-grown fucking woman. Anyways, breaking from Puck for just a minute here, because I also managed to get this at Ruckus's table, which I figure a lot of people might appreciate because, yes, those are exactly the characters that you probably think they are, and I've gotta say, Legoshi makes a one hell of a utility bottom. Ooh. Anyhow, last but certainly not least, and this was actually literally the first thing I picked up when I reached the dealer's den, I got a Puck Docky because, one, hot, and two, well, I got it early because I knew that they were probably going to run out of it very quickly, and I wanted one because I kind of just want to give the character a snuggle, because that boy has been through hell and he deserves a good snuggle. But anyways, that's all that we got from the Dealer's Den and from attending the convention. I hope you guys enjoyed, and before you ask, no, I'm not going to be posting the non-censored versions of these. If you want to go see them, go check out Ruckus's art online, or, better yet, go to a convention, find Ruckus and say hi. And then feel free to ogle all of the dicks and balls and tits and butts that are going to be on display at that table, because... Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, everybody, bye-bye.